So why did we get rid of our third generation 2023 Toyota Tundra? To give you guys a little bit of reassurance at the beginning of this video, our most common question asked of us is, did you have consistent problems that you needed to get rid of the Toyota Tundra? And the answer to that is no. We did not have consistent problems with it that we needed to get rid of it, thankfully. To give you the full scope of our decision on why we made the transfer to our new vehicle, which is a Ford F-250 Super Duty, we're going to talk about both vehicles, the packages, the trims, the modifications, the pros and cons, and then we will give you our reasonings for the switch. So to talk about the Toyota Tundra, it was the new third generation, a 2023 that we bought used with about 7,000 miles on it. It was a limited trim with the TRD Off Road Package, and the reason we picked that truck is because it did have the locking differential. I didn't really care too much if it was an SR5 trim or a Platinum or a 1794. We didn't care about the luxury items. It was mostly because we knew we needed an off-road vehicle that was full size. That one was just the one available to us that we could find at that time. It was a little bit harder to find Toyota Tundras in 2023 for the new generation. We picked the Toyota platform because we knew there was a lot of aftermarket support in the off-roading community. So let's talk about the modifications that we did to it. One of the first modifications we did was we replaced the suspension. It was an OEM replacement with King Performance shocks, the 2.5-inch diameter with the external reservoirs, the non-adjustable ones. With that suspension, we did have it at a level height. So the King Performance shocks allow you on the front struts to tighten down the collar a little bit just to lift the front end. We tightened it down to about 5 threads, which just gave us a level height. It didn't have a lift kit per se.
And you had to get new wheels.
So we wrapped it with 35-inch Toyota All-Terrain 3 tires. I love those tires. And we had 17-inch Method bead grip wheels. Now to get into the rest of the modifications. I did work for a marketing company that sent me product, and in return I wrote articles and took professional photos of them. So it wasn't exactly free product. You could say it was sweat equity. You know, my job with the marketing company was to do the DIY section, the do-it-yourself, put these modifications on yourself, and then I had to write an article of how to install it yourself, my opinions of it, and put all the photos on it. For the rest of the modifications, I had 2 different bumpers. The first one was a hidden bumper, or they call a stealth bumper, which was inside the bumper that allowed me to have a winch, which was extremely handy and versatile. However, that bumper was not super protective for my off-roading, the applications we were using it for. So the bottom and the sides of the bumper did get roughed up a little bit, and I needed to upgrade to the bigger size bumper. We did get a full-size bumper, but we didn't really use it because we got rid of the truck soon after that. It had spotlights on it and some cube lights as well. The winch, I just bought myself at Harbor Freight. It is a 12,000 pound synthetic winch. I've only used it a couple times, but man, was it handy when we did use it. For the electrical management system, I had a Switch Pro 9100. I absolutely loved that thing. It was just a plug and play. You hook up all your accessories to it. I could use it on my mobile app. It was super handy to use. I love the Switch Pro. Some other accessories on there, we had some ditch lights from Carli, some rock lights from Harbor Freight. It had skid plates, catalytic converter guards, and then other miscellaneous stuff like a screen protector, interior vinyl wrap, stuff like that. Other notable things we had, we did have a bed rack on it. We just never decided to jump on a roof rack. We just didn't know if that was going to suit our camping needs.
You also got rid of all the chrome. We were not Team Chrome.
It did come with chrome from the factory, and I did decide to kind of sand it off and paint over it myself. It didn't look super professional, but it wasn't very noticeable if you weren't looking at it either. But we did like that sporty, like 2-tone color look of black and the lunar rock.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Now to talk about our new vehicle, the 2021 XLT with the Tremor package Ford F-250 Powerstroke. So to talk about the accessories on this truck, what was really nice is this comes with a locking differential, and it came with an auxiliary panel to hook up all your accessories to, which is really nice, just like the Switch Pro. We bought the Ford with the Carli pin top suspension. It is just a level kit, but the thing is a monster. It is a big truck with a big suspension on it. It has the Carli shocks with external reservoirs. It has the dual steering stabilizer plus a high steering stabilizer. It has airbags in the back. It is wrapped with 37-inch Nitto Ridge Grappler tires and 17-inch Method wheels. It has an onboard air tank and compressor, a snug top topper. The two modifications to this truck we've already done ourselves is a rear seat delete to add more storage option, and two, we built a bed platform in the truck bed for us to sleep on. That is the packages, the trims, and all the modifications done to both vehicles. And now let's talk about the pros and cons of both vehicles that we have discovered so far. Let's talk about the pros and cons of the Toyota Tundra first. Honestly, the Toyota Tundra was a wonderful vehicle. It drove like a car. And what I mean by that is it was super easy to drive. It wasn't very fatiguing to drive. It drove straight. It had the distance radar, the cruise control, the lane keeping. Like, this was like a futuristic car. Heated, cool seats.
My favorite thing about the Toyota Tundra was the heated seats. The heated seats got so hot, and when you have back pain or cramps.
Just a long drive and you're sitting there.
Amazing.
Yeah, the heated seats were amazing.
And the AC seats, that's pretty cool too.
It got pretty decent gas mileage for what it was, like over 17 miles per gallon highway. The maintenance really was not that hard to do myself on it.
It honestly looked really good. It was a sexy truck.
Yes.
Got compliments on that truck all the time.
Probably the most comfortable truck to do long road trips in. The seats were very comfortable. I mean, the elbow rest, the steering, just everything was very comforting inside that truck. Now, let us talk about the cons of the Toyota Tundra. One of the number one cons that we have for the truck is that the reliability issues, not necessarily with us, but literally everyone around us. We have a very good friend with the same exact truck that went through a lemon law lawsuit that took, I don't know, like 8 months to handle all of his issues. And being in this industry with marketing with Toyota Tundra, I also got in contact with a lot of other people that were Toyota Tundra owners, and they were having problems with the differentials breaking, the transmissions overheating, just shaking of the engine and the drivetrain components.
Wasn't there shards of metal like breaking off?
Yeah, and I found some metal in the oil, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was on our truck.
The only significant problem that we really had was an overheating transmission. It only happened once, going up Cerro Gordo Road, which was like a consistent 10 to 15% incline for like an hour and a half. I think it's just hard on any vehicle to go through that. With that elevation, kind of disappointing when a Gladiator on 37s was outpacing us and didn't overheat at all. And Jeeps are well known for their overheating issues, so that was a disappointing part. And the only other issue we really had with it is the cracking in the seats on the side. Honestly, it wasn't an issue. I didn't really care about it.
The windshield cracked almost immediately.
Oh yeah, our windshield did crack. Apparently it's just, they had weaker windshields. And the last con that we have with it is when we towed the trailer to Oregon, it was just like a 3,500 pound trailer. Granted, the tongue weight was a little bit heavier because it had 400 amp hour 12 volt batteries in the front, but that sank the bed of the truck probably about 4 inches, and it destroyed the gas mileage. And I can tell the truck really is not made for towing.
No.
Do kind of have a high tow rating for what they are, 11,000. But after towing 3,500 pounds, it honestly kind of struggled a little bit.
And afterwards it sagged. It seemed like the suspension was locked in to the lowering from the...
With the Toyota Tundra, they have coil springs in the back. They do not have leaf springs. So can it tow? Yes. But is it really a made for towing? Not necessarily. It is a great go to Home Depot, Lowe's, home project, material getter, but honestly, it's just really not cut out for long-term towing. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of the Ford F-250. The biggest pro, obviously, is just the increase in space. This thing is massive.
It's really fun to drive. It's like driving a bus.
It is huge. You got a great field of view. You're just higher than the majority of people.
The towing capacity is amazing.
The towing capacity is very high. It's close to 20,000 pounds. Even the payload capacity of the back is over 3,000 pounds. Like, this thing can haul whatever you really need it to. Another pro is the ground clearance. The ground clearance in this truck is significantly higher than the Toyota Tundra. They both have leveling kits. Another pro is the miles per gallon. So surprisingly, I get over 17 miles per gallon in that thing. And I just recently came back from a hunting trip, and I was helping my brother tow a trailer that was probably around 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. I was going uphill 80 miles an hour, and I did not feel that trailer. 4,000 pounds is a fraction of what that truck can handle, and it just made me feel so good knowing that that can reliably hold and tow anything that I want. So that was a big, And to go back, that was kind of a big con with the Toyota Tundra. With all the modifications, the lift, tires, the bumper, all these accessories were weighing the truck down, and I was sent a pedal commander to kind of revitalize the pedal a little bit, but you could tell it was a little sluggish. And with this truck, there is no sluggishness. This thing is very responsive, it's quick, it does what I need it to.
Oh, that was one of the biggest cons about the Tundra, was that lag. You would literally be driving and feel the lag.
It was the weight of all the accessories on it.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't know that.
Another big pro is just the size of the bed. It is a 6'7" bed versus the Toyota Tundra, which only had a 5'4". So understandably, the shorter the base of the truck, obviously it's going to be a little bit better for off-roading. But for our needs and what we want to accomplish in the future, we just needed something a little bit bigger.
The ability to sleep in the back of the truck is very nice.
So let's talk about the cons of the truck so far. One of the biggest cons that I have already is the wander in the steering wheel, which causes a lot of driving fatigue. So when we drove it back to Wisconsin, then I drove to Idaho and back to California, I've already put about over 5,000 miles in a month on this truck, and just the most fatiguing aspect is just the micro corrections you have to have in the steering wheel. I'm not sure if it's the big tires and the lift, if I need to add different radius arms to help with the correction to center. I am not sure, but I will find out what I need in the future to hopefully help with the corrections. A con that's not really too much what we care about is the heated seats. So it is just cloth interior, which I wanted because it's going to be an off-road truck. It's just going to be something that we do a lot of adventures in, and I know it's going to get a little bit dirty. To me personally, I liked the cloth seats. However, my wife really did love the heated seat.
But I just bought a plug-in heating pad.
Yep.
All as well.
Actually, another pro I forgot about is with Toyota Tundra, you need to pay a subscription service of like $15 a month if you wanted auto start. Ford, it's completely free. I can lock the truck, I can start the truck, I can unlock the truck from anywhere that truck has service. So that was a huge plus for me, is Ford just included it. You bought their truck, why shouldn't that be free?
Yeah, the Tundra would also shut off the second you open the doors.
That was kind of annoying.
That was really annoying.
Another con for the Ford is the maintenance is actually quite hard. For me to even change a headlight was like a
nightmare.
It was like a 2-hour ordeal. Ford really does jam-pack everything so tightly in that diesel engine that there's just very little space for anything. So it was challenging to replace a light bulb, but thankfully the oil change, the fuel filter change, the fuel water separator change, that was all kind of pain-free.
I'm 5'3", and that truck is huge. I'd say the only con I have is I'm literally jumping out of it, and it's really hard to get up into if you're shorter.
Yes, it is hard to get into it. So now to answer everyone's biggest question, why did we sell the Toyota Tundra to get the Ford F-250 Powerstroke? The biggest one is, I would say, towing capacity. That is our biggest reason for moving up to a diesel. So we have kind of tickled the idea of what we're going to have in the future in terms of like a camper or trailer or whatever. At the end of the day, we are going to have something heavy on that truck, and it will allow us to do more of these videos and do more extended trips comfortably, because fun doing the whole truck camping under the topper, but honestly it's just not super sustainable for long trips that it could be 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, having that option is great, but we definitely are going to want something for long term.
The Toyota Tundra just honestly could not handle it. Like with the accessories already on it, if I were to add a camper or a trailer on that thing, I would just be causing really fast wear and tear.
And you can feel it. Like driving, you like feel bad for the truck, or I did.
The second reason is just the space. So the space for our dogs, the space for storing stuff, much, much bigger. And the fact that we can have the option to sleep out of the back of the truck is a huge positive. With the 5'4" bed and the Toyota Tundra, it just wasn't possible. We're not sleeping diagonal, and there's just limited space for storage. It's a full-size vehicle, it's weird to say that, but with this new F-250, it just substantially increases our storing capacity. And we don't even have to worry about how much weight we can load into it, because whatever we put on that, it's going to handle it. I will say we will not be doing the off-roading that we did in the Tundra. With the Tundra, I did push it a little bit hard. The reason it had so many gouges and scratches on it is because I did push it to areas that it probably should have went. It was a fun experience. But with this big truck, it weighs, I don't know, 2,000 pounds more. Don't quote me on that, but it is significantly heavier. So when it comes to off-camber and slippery terrain, It is a lot more risky. When momentum goes, it's going to be very hard to stop it. That is a scary part of having a very heavy truck, is you're just not able to push the limits as hard as something a lot lighter.
But our goals are a little different now. I mean, we had our fun and now we're a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and it's not like we're going to step away from the camping content. We will still be camping, but we do want to extend our reach in other areas with fishing, hunting, and visiting other places to camp in. But there's going to be more outdoor content that we're going to be offering. So was there a big reason why we changed from gas to diesel? Not necessarily per se. I've had a couple diesels in the past and I genuinely like them. I like the power.
Have you ever turned on a diesel and just heard it?
The sound is amazing. The miles per gallon was kind of another thing. With a gas F250 or F350, it would have been a little bit worse on gas mileage. So you'd be filling up more, it would be a higher cost. That wasn't really the biggest deciding factor, but we could have gone either way. It's just I like diesels.
I feel like it's gonna last longer too.
In terms of longevity, it could potentially last longer because it is a diesel.
Yeah.
Obviously, maintenance cost is going to be a little bit higher, but I think the trade-off is worth it.
Yeah, in the long run.
So we're not 100% decided on our complete setup yet that we're going to help extend our adventures, but we are open to opinions. So if you guys have had any good experiences with trailers or bed campers, you just let us know. But a big thing that we will be doing in the next year is we are trying to move out of California. And so having an ability to put all of our stuff in a trailer and leave is also another big reason why we wanted this big truck. But hopefully we answered a lot of your guys' questions, and if there's anything unanswered, please just leave it down in the comments below and we would be happy to answer it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and if you could, please like and subscribe as it really helps us out, and we will see you on the next adventure.
See ya!